Welcome to 25 and Broke, where I teach you how to stop being broke financially, socially, physically, and spiritually so that you can stop being a wuss and start being a winner. Today, we're talking about strip clubs are for losers. Strip clubs are for losers. Listen, if that offends you, I'm glad. It should. It should. If you're a guy who's out doing the strip club thing like I used to do, then you should be offended. You should, definitely, because socially, you're broke. You're broke socially, right? You're inept socially. That's why you feel the need to pay for a female's attention. That's what strip clubs are. And you may say, Joseph, that's BS. I just do it because I'm hanging out with my buddies and we're having a great time. It's a blast. Oh, no, I feel you. I used to do it too, right? But deep down in the core, you wouldn't be paying any girl, even for fun, if you had the confidence, the wherewithal, the practice, the experience to go out and meet any beautiful girl and speak to her, engage her, and attract her. True or false? If you could do that right now with any beautiful girl, would you honestly be hanging out in a strip club with your buddies who also can't do that? Would you? Listen, I got to call you out on this because I had to call myself out on this. I know where you're at, and you're socially broke right now. So we need to make you the boldest version of yourself. In order to do that, you have to be bold in the social area as well as the other areas of your life. So let's talk about that. So back in the day, I was my first business. I was 19 years old. So 19 through, I think, like age 23-ish, somewhere in there. I lived in San Diego. That's where I had one of my offices. And in San Diego, there's lots of military bases, right, stationed there. Lots of soldiers and military. And because there's military, there's a lot of strip clubs. And I remember, like, parking lots, right, in the shopping centers. There was 6 different strip clubs within the same parking lot. And that would just fascinate me. It was like, wow, how they all stay in business. Well, when the ships would come in with the military and the soldiers and they would just unload, all these guys would come through for the weekend or whatever, and they would just pack out these strip clubs and spend all their money on these girls and pay for these girls, these women's attention. So I found myself frequently going to the strip clubs, and here's why I did it, right? I did it because I was running a business, a successful business at the time. I was young, I was doing well, right? And you would think, well, Joseph, why would you be socially broke at that time? Well, I was socially broke because I was working 110 hours a week. So I had no life, right? In order to put in that amount of hours, all you can do other than that is sleep. The only day I had off was Sunday, and Sunday I was so exhausted I didn't want to do anything but kind of veg out. So I would go shopping. I had like a little, addiction where I needed to fill the void, so I'd buy all new clothes. For whatever reason, clothes was like my vice, one of my vices back then, and I would spend just hundreds of dollars every Sunday on new clothes that I did not need, and just had just closets full of just new clothes. And I would also go to strip clubs. That's what I did. I was godless. I wasn't going to church or anything like that right on Sundays. So I'd go to strip clubs the rest of the day and spend hundreds of more dollars every Sunday. And it made me feel good, right? It filled the void. These were beautiful women, and in San Diego, it's full nudity. So these gorgeous, beautiful women, completely naked, spread out in front of me, right, and giving me attention. Well, listen, when a beautiful, naked girl's in front of you giving you attention, right, who can say no to that? Unfortunately, I had to pay for that, right? I had to pay a lot of money for that attention. And I was socially broke. So if you're doing that, if you're doing strip clubs and on a regular basis, or even every so often, maybe it's, well, I only do it for bachelor parties, Joseph. I get it, but still, why? Why are you doing it for bachelor party? Well, because my buddies are doing it. Okay, fine, peer pressure. I get it. But are you that weak where you have to give in to something that just because others are doing it? If your buddies are going to start, doing heroin, right? Shooting up heroin, are you going to do it because you want to be cool? Listen, you're a grown-ass man, right? You don't have to be cool anymore. You don't have to fit in. You could choose to live the life you want to live, right? Have others follow you rather than you follow them. There's an idea, right? So, bachelor parties, right? You go out into the strip clubs, you're out with friends. Well, let me ask you this question. How do you feel when you leave a strip club? Other than wasted. How do you feel? Right? When you get home by yourself, how do you feel? Lonely, right? I remember, lonely. And then what do? You probably jerk off, right? You masturbate. Because you need a release now because you got all the endorphins fired up from all these beautiful girls naked in front of you or giving you lap dances. And you gotta release, right? That's what we do as men. We have to release. But unfortunately, it leaves us feeling lonely, empty, and insecure. Why? Because we were by ourselves, right? That wasn't real attention from a female, and we had to pay for it. And deep down, you know you're paying for it, and you know that's weak. You know you're being a wuss. You may not admit it, but deep down, you're being a wuss. So be honest with yourself, look yourself in the mirror, and say, every time I go to a strip club, I am a wuss. I am socially broke. I need to do something about it. So, here's my advice to you, and the lesson for today. Never, ever, ever pay for a woman's attention. Never pay for a woman's attention. It leaves you feeling insecure. It just does. You're a man. Maybe you're an unattractive man. I don't know, right? Maybe you're overweight. Maybe you're broke, financially, and you're already insecure, so you don't have that confidence. Well, then, do something about it. Man up and fix what's broken, right? That's what I'm going to ask you to do. Never pay for a woman's attention, right? Cash. Never pay for a woman's attention. Nothing good comes out of it, right? It's enabling her to live that life, and she's broken and lonely. Think about it. She's giving herself her nakedness. Maybe she's doing more than just, lap dances with guys. And, how insecure and broken is she, right? That's someone's daughter out there. And I had to think about that years later, man. Just all the women that were someone's daughter, right? And some of you guys, I don't know, maybe you're older now and you have your own little girls, your own daughters. Think about your daughter being a stripper. Think about your daughter getting paid by other guys like you to do really provocative, nasty sexual things, right? Hopefully that does something in your head. So anyway, never pay for a woman's attraction. Allow her to win your affection. Allow her to win your affections, right? And how do you do that? Learn how to attract a woman. And we'll talk about that on other episodes. How I went from shy and lonely, regardless of how I looked. I felt insecure. I was insecure. I dressed like a slob. And I went from shy and lonely around girls to being very good with girls and ended up getting paid large sums of money to teach other guys how to attract women. So I'd leave you with that, right? Just never pay for a woman's affection or attention. You don't have to. You're better than that. You're Bold Nation. I'm Joseph Warren, and you were made for greatness. So stop being a wuss and start being a winner. Catch you tomorrow. Peace.